goalkeeper. I actually think something's going to happen with Anthony. I think Anthony may well end up being Manchester United's first signing. I haven't got any. Oh yes, this is going to happen. It's about to break. I just feel that this De Jong deal is. I don't look. We'll talk about De Jong in a minute. The De Jong deal is 7 weeks. Look, I'm tempted to call Man United TweetDeck FC now. TweetDeck FC. Do you know what TweetDeck is? TweetDeck is something you can use where you can schedule your tweets, and I think that's. I'm convinced most of Manchester United's social media team are on holiday, and we're just TweetDeck FC because all we're waking up to every morning is, oh, look at this goal by Carrick from 9 years ago. Oh, look at this tackle by John O'Shea against Liverpool. It's like everything's scheduled in May. They just basically bulk scheduled tweets between June, July until everyone comes back. It's like TweetDeck. But I think I do think that Manchester United have got to do something, and I do think that the relationship we've got with Ajax, which is a very good one, the reasons that Ajax want to sell Anthony because they've seen what happened with Neres, they know that now is the time to sell him. The admiration, I suppose, is the word that Ten Hag has for Anthony. I think this is a deal that United will do, and the reason I say this is that somebody was on about this morning, and it's true. Manchester United are at pains in anything they're saying at the moment to any outlet or journalist or whatever. They're at pains to say they're not at an impasse because of Frankie de Jong. Remember what I said yesterday morning that we're waiting on de Jong because if we get de Jong, it's a lot of money, and then we don't know what money we've got left, so we can't buy anybody. Manchester United are at absolute pains to say that they're not just focused on de Jong, that they are working on other things in the background. I don't believe that. They've got to prove that. I do believe that United are waiting on de Jong, and that's why they're not buying anybody else, because, as I just said, if you've got £120 million to spend and you spend 70 or 80 on de Jong, you've only got 40 left. So how do you know who to buy? A centre-back or a winger or whatever? But United are at absolute pains to say that's not the case. So therefore, if they are accurate about that, then I think Anthony is the deal that you can just do very, very quickly. So let's see what happens with that. I saw the video yesterday, and Ollie bought James, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Maguire first trans winner and sold Lukaku. So wouldn't that be 75 million? You didn't watch the video, Daniel, did you? You didn't watch the video yesterday, did you? You didn't. You've just outed yourself, Daniel. We love you, Daniel, but you didn't watch the video yesterday because what did I say? That information was taken from Transfer Market for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first season. The Bruno Fernandes fee has to be included in that because it was the January transfer window. They were meant to do that deal in the summer, but it was still in his first season. January transfer window is still in the first season, so you've got to add the 50 million or whatever it was for Bruno as well. Ronnie, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. And Mark, you really upbeat this morning. Good to see. It's infectious. Hope United do well on transfers here on out. Have a good weekend ahead, says Mohammed. I just feel that there will be an update from Manchester United, and I think there'll be an update today. I know a lot of people want to talk about de Jong. I don't really want to talk about de Jong, but it's a new show, so I'm just gonna whack it up straight away for you and put it up on the screen. So where are we with de Jong? Everyone's talking about de Jong this morning. Oh, it's still on. It's still on. Well, we did this last night with Charlie, so I feel like it's a bit repetition, but there is one quote I wanted to bring you. This is coming in from @FFP Olo, and he says, due to the economic levers, selling Frankie de Jong is no longer necessary for Barcelona. However, Xavi likes Bernardo Silva more and would prefer him in their midfield. So, look, that is what it is. It's what it says on the tin, and we have to take that, of course. But I don't feel that the de Jong story has become very boring. I was listening to Charlie last night. He was messaging me before the game, before the video he did, and we were talking about wages. And Frankie de Jong is on 350 grand a week at Barcelona. He's their best paid player since Messi went. I feel that Sean Collins is getting married this weekend. There's your big announcement. Big shout out to Sean. Well done. Congratulations. I'm sure you'll get a lot of that in the chat. So I think that with Frankie de Jong, I think that Barcelona want to sell him. There are mixed reports. Some people are saying that the only reason they wanted to sell him was because of economic issues and they've solved them now. Some people say it's because of sporting reasons. The reality is Frankie de Jong is on massive money, £350,000 a week. And Barcelona have solved a lot of their financial issues, but they still have a ridiculous wage budget that, basically what I would say is this. If I'm Barcelona, yeah, and every week I'm spending £1 million on wages, I go to my board and they vote to sell these things so that we can bring some more money in. They're not just being handed free money. They're giving up percentages in things that they should have, they were going to have 100% in. So they've got an influx of cash to get them out of trouble, but it's not lent money. It's their money. They're just selling things to get it. But they're still paying £1 million a week on wages. So if they bring Lewandowski in and everyone else they want to bring in, that wage bill goes up from 1 million a week to 1.5 million a week. So they still need to trim their wage bill. Otherwise, in a couple of years' time, they're going to need to get more percentages to help them out. Barcelona have had a lot of money come in, but they've still, you can't keep spending the way they were before that got them in the trouble. So I still think that Frankie de Jong is for sale. 350 grand a week is a lot of money, but I think the issue is that, well, the issue for me is why. I'm just going to say it. Why? Oh, sorry, Daniel, I didn't read the second bit. Sorry, Daniel. Well, Daniel, I love you as well. You know I do. And so does everyone in the chat. Sorry. Sometimes Super Chats, I don't read the whole bit of it because I just take the headline. So apologies for that. But yeah, it does include Bruno. Right, I'm just going to say this. So I like Frankie de Jong, yeah? I like Frankie de Jong. I think we all like Frankie de Jong. I'm bored to death of it. I can't believe we've wasted 7 weeks on this deal. So Man United's transfer policy basically for the last 7 weeks has been, I want that one from Erik ten Hag. I want that one. I want that one. Erik ten Hag wants Frankie de Jong. What about this one? No, I want that one. So he's waiting for Frankie de Jong for 7 weeks, yeah? So United are waiting for Frankie de Jong for 7 weeks. And we're waiting because we're hoping basically that Barcelona are going to go bust. That was our plan, which is not a nice plan, is it? So now Barcelona have got their money and effectively they've got a player that they probably do want to sell, but they're not desperate to sell. So I'm sort of looking at this and I'm going, so we've got a player that doesn't want to come to the club. We know that. Persuasion, I've always said we can persuade, but we know he doesn't want to come to the club. We've got a player who doesn't want to come to the club. We've got Barcelona who don't necessarily need to sell him on the cheap anymore. And we've got Man United who a few days ago said they won't pay 80 million euros and they'll walk away. On top of that, you've got a player who's on 350 grand a week. Now, some people said he was going to come to United on 250 grand a week because he was going to have to take a pay cut at Barcelona. He's not going to have to take a pay cut at Barcelona anymore. So I pose you the question, where we are today, it's not about whether United are still in for him. It's not about whether Barcelona are going to sell him. And I'm going to move on, but nobody's spoken about it like this. So this is actually a new angle. Where we are today is Barcelona have got loads of money. They don't have to sell him cheap. Manchester United have said they won't spend 80 million euros, which is what Barcelona want. De Jong doesn't actually want to go, and he's on 350 grand a week for 4 more years. His contract goes to 2026. And he doesn't need to take a pay cut anymore because Barcelona have got money. So to buy De Jong, we're going to have to spend 80 million euros and give him 350 grand a week. It's time to walk away. It is. I don't want to say that, but it's time to walk away. The reason we were going to get him for 250 grand a week is because Barcelona were forcing a lot of players to take pay cuts, which Frankie de Jong was willing to do. So if he's going to leave, he can't demand 350 grand a week because he wasn't going to get that at Barcelona anymore. So we were going to give him 250 grand a week and probably get him for about 60 million quid. Now, Barcelona aren't in financial issues. It will be 350 grand a week and it will be 80 million. We've got to walk away from that. We have to. I mean, I really like Frankie de Jong and I know it's the player Ten Hag wants, and many people will say, well, no, you've got to go and get him. But I have an opinion. If the club back Ten Hag, I actually respect it. But I can't understand why we think it's a good idea after the worst season we've ever had and with a team that needs a complete rebuild to throw everything at one player. And also, we should not be paying people over 300 grand a week in wages anymore. We're meant to be. I just feel this De Jong deal is not the bargain, cheap signing, opportunist thing we thought it was going to be when Barcelona were in trouble. Suddenly, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of wages, and we're not meant to be about that. We're meant to be about a rebuild. So, look, Ten Hag can say Frankie de Jong's the player that he's going to build this team around, but we did this under fucking Mourinho. Paul Pogba was the player we were going to build it around. Maybe the plan needs to be not to throw everything at one player and try and build it around it. If Ten Hag's such a good coach, which I think he is, he doesn't need one superstar marquee signing to build it around. Let's take the time to build it properly and not throw ridiculous wages and money at one player. We've got to move. I think we've got to move on. We've either got to sign him in the next couple of days, or we've got to fucking move on. Simple as that. Because you know what? This ain't the end of the world if it doesn't happen now. The opportunity was if Barcelona were in financial trouble. It's not an opportunity to throw £80 million and 350 grand a week as one midfielder. We need at least two midfielders. We need a winger. We need an attacker. We need a centre back. We need a full back. It's looking more and more like a bad deal, but we'll see what happens. I still remain 75%. By the way, I still remain 75% because I think United are balls deep in this deal, but we'll see. I think once our first signing.